Imagine standing in front of your mirror, looking at a wardrobe filled with pieces you once loved, yet feeling a strange sense of disconnect. You put on a classic black turtleneck, the kind of staple we're told is the height of sophistication. But today, it feels different. Instead of looking sharp, you notice the shadows under your eyes seem deeper. Fine lines around your mouth look more pronounced. You wonder if you're just tired or if the light in the room has changed. But then, you drape a stray silk scarf over your shoulder, perhaps a soft shade of blush or a vibrant seafoam, and suddenly, your skin looks alive again. The dullness vanishes. This isn't magic, and it isn't just about aging. It's about a silent dialogue between the light hitting your face and the pigments you choose to surround it with. Most of us spend decades following rules that were written for a version of ourselves that no longer exists. We are taught that as we mature, we should retreat into the shadows of beige, gray, and navy. We are told to blend in, to be appropriate, and to avoid anything that might scream for attention. Here is the truth that the fashion industry rarely whispers. Those safe, muted colors are often the very things stealing your radiance. They aren't making you look elegant. They are making you look invisible. Most people don't realize that the skin's undertone shifts as we age. Colors that worked in your 20s can actually cast a grayish or yellowish cast on your complexion today. It's a subtle mistake. It's the difference between looking like you are fading away and looking like you are stepping into your prime. In the next few minutes, we are going to explore a palette specifically curated for the woman who wants to look radiant, not just younger. We aren't looking for a fountain of youth. We are looking for the light. We will walk through 8 specific hues that act like a soft focus lens for your skin, reflecting light back onto your features and neutralizing the signs of fatigue. You'll learn how to identify the subtle shifts in your own coloring and how to use these shades to command a room without saying a word. And stay with me, because the 6th color on our list is one that almost every woman is afraid of. Yet it is arguably the most transformative tool in a sophisticated wardrobe. Let's begin with something I like to call the Royal Cobalt. Often, when women want to feel powerful, they reach for black. But black is harsh. It absorbs light, creating heavy shadows in the hollows of the cheeks and under the chin. Cobalt blue, however, does the exact opposite. It is a high vibration color that possesses a unique psychological weight. It communicates intelligence and calm, but because of its cool, saturated base, it has a remarkable ability to make the whites of your eyes look brighter and your teeth look whiter. Imagine walking into a morning gallery opening or a high-stakes meeting wearing a structured cobalt blazer over a crisp white shirt. It doesn't just say you're here. It says you are vibrant and fully present. The key to using this color is to ensure the fabric has a bit of life to it. Think silk, high-quality wool, or even a structured crepe. The mistake many make is choosing a faded or dusty blue, thinking it's more subtle. In reality, those dusty tones can make your skin look sallow. If you want to turn heads, you need the purity of the pigment. Picture yourself in a simple cobalt shift dress with silver accessories. It's a look that feels modern and expensive because it avoids the muddiness that often plagues mature fashion. Here is where it gets interesting. While we often think about bold colors, there is a quiet power in what I call the warm alabaster. Many women gravitate towards stark, clinical white, believing it looks fresh. However, as we age, our skin can become more translucent. Stark white can often look too aggressive against our softening features, making us look washed out. Warm alabaster, a creamy, buttery off-white, is the antidote. It mimics the glow of candlelight. It provides a soft, reflective surface that fills in the shadows rather than highlighting them. Think of a heavy knit cream sweater or a silk alabaster blouse tucked into tailored trousers. This isn't just a neutral, it's a complexion treatment you can wear. It feels luxurious and approachable at the same time. One common error is pairing this with muddy browns. To keep it radiant, pair your creams with other textures of the same color. A monochromatic look, in varying shades of alabaster, creates an elongated, sophisticated silhouette that feels incredibly high-end. It's about creating a column of light that moves with you. As we move through these choices, you might start to notice a pattern. It's not about the brightness of the color, but the temperature. This brings us to a shade that is frequently misunderstood. The soft terracotta. We are often told to avoid oranges or reds because they might look too much. But a muted, sophisticated terracotta is a secret weapon for adding warmth back into a pale or tired complexion. It's a grounded color, rooted in nature, which makes it feel timeless rather than trendy. It brings a healthy, sun-kissed flush to the face without the need for heavy makeup. Imagine a tailored terracotta coat worn over an all-black or all-navy outfit. It acts as a frame, drawing the eye upward toward your face. The mistake to avoid here is going too neon or too brick. You want a shade that feels like it belongs in an old-world Mediterranean villa, earthy, rich, and warm. This color works beautifully in textures like suede or linen, where the light can play with the depth of the pigment. When you wear it, you'll notice that people lean in a little closer. It's an inviting, magnetic color that radiates a sense of wisdom and approachability. And this is where most people get it wrong. They assume that to look radiant, they need to follow the latest neon trends seen on runways. But elegance is never loud. It's about a deliberate choice of harmony. Take, for instance, our fourth shade, the deep emerald. Green is a color of renewal, but the specific depth of emerald is what does the heavy lifting for a mature woman. It is one of the few colors that works across almost every skin tone because it sits right in the center of the color spectrum. It's neither too warm nor too cool. Emerald has a way of neutralizing redness in the skin, which can become more of an issue as we deal with sensitivity or rosacea. Imagine a deep emerald silk scarf or a cashmere wrap. It feels like a piece of jewelry in fabric form. Psychological impact is one of stability and wealth, not necessarily financial wealth, but a wealth of character. A common mistake is choosing a lime or mint green, which can often look juvenile or highlight dark circles. Stick to the jewel tones. Picture this, a charcoal gray suit with a deep emerald silk camisole underneath. It's a subtle peak of color that completely transforms a corporate look into something artistic and intentional. But perhaps you're looking for something that feels more delicate, more romantic. This is where we encounter the dusty rose, but not the one you're thinking of. Forget the old lady pinks that felt dated in the 80s. The modern dusty rose has a hint of mauve and gray in it. It's a sophisticated, grown-up pink. Why does it work? Because it mimics the natural flush of youth, that slight pinkness in the cheeks that signifies health and vitality. As we age, our natural blood flow to the surface of the skin can decrease, leaving us looking a bit gray. This color puts that life back in. Visualize a structured rose-colored wool coat or a simple knit top in this shade. It's incredibly flattering during the day, especially in natural sunlight. It softens the jawline and makes the skin look supple. The mistake to avoid is wearing it head to toe in cheap fabrics like polyester, which can look sweet rather than sophisticated. Pair it with rugged textures like denim or edgy accents like slate gray to give it balance. It's about that tension between the softness of the color and the strength of the woman wearing it. Now we come to the color I mentioned earlier, the one that causes hesitation. The electric violet. I know what you might be thinking. I could never wear purple. But violet is the color of the spirit and the intellect. In the world of color theory, violet is the opposite of yellow. This means it is the most effective color for neutralizing sallow or yellow tones in the skin, which often appear as we mature. It is essentially a brightening filter for your face. You don't need to wear it in a ball gown to see the effect. Even a violet-toned blouse or a pair of statement earrings can lift your entire look. Imagine this: crisp navy trench coat with a violet silk lining or a violet scarf. It's unexpected. It shows a level of confidence and a refusal to fade into the background. The mistake people make is choosing a grape or plum that is too dark and heavy. You want something with a bit of light in the pigment, a true violet. It suggests that you are a woman of mystery and depth, someone who hasn't lost her sense of playfulness. When you wear it, you aren't just turning heads. You're starting a conversation before you've even opened your mouth. Here is the thing about confidence. It often comes from the most understated places. That brings us to our seventh color, the slate teal. Teal is a masterpiece of a color because it combines the calming properties of blue with the energizing properties of green. Slate teal, specifically, has a touch of gray that makes it feel incredibly expensive and grounded. It is the ultimate professional color for the woman who is tired of navy, but isn't ready for something flamboyant. It is exceptionally flattering for women with gray, silver, or salt and pepper hair, as the blue-green tones make the silver strands sparkle. Picture a slate teal wrap dress or a tailored waistcoat. It feels architectural and clean. The mistake to avoid is going too aqua, which can look like vacation wear. You want the depth of the ocean, not the brightness of a swimming pool. When you wear this, project a sense of being ensured. It's the color of a woman who knows exactly who she is and isn't looking for anyone else's validation. Imagine pairing it with gold jewelry. The warmth of the gold against the cool teal creates a visual harmony that is nothing short of breathtaking. Finally, we have to talk about the Radiant Citrine. Many mature women are told to stay away from yellow. It'll make you look jaundiced, they say. And if you pick a pale, sickly lemon, they might be right. But a rich, golden citrine, the color of a setting sun or a ripened grain, is transformative. It is the color of joy and optimism. For a woman who has lived a full life, wearing yellow is a radical act of positivity. It reflects a golden light onto the face, filling in fine lines with a warm glow that no highlighter can replicate. Imagine a citrine silk blouse paired with high-waisted, wide-leg white trousers. It's a look that feels like a summer evening in Tuscany. It's sophisticated, daring, and incredibly radiant. The mistake to avoid is wearing it too close to the face if it doesn't match your undertone perfectly. But even then, you can wear it as a skirt or a bag. However, if you find that perfect golden hue, it will make you look like you've just returned from a month in the sun. It's a head-turner because it is so rarely worn well, and when it is, it speaks of a woman who is unafraid to shine. But here's where it gets interesting. Choosing the right color is only half the battle. The other half is how you carry it. We often think that a transformation is something that happens to us, but really, it's something we claim. When you step out in a color that truly serves you, your posture changes. You stop looking at the floor and start looking people in the eye. You realize that you aren't aging out of fashion. You are evolving into a more refined version of it. You aren't trying to look 20 again. You are trying to look like the best possible version of the woman you are at 50, 60, or 70. Imagine this. You're at a dinner party. The room is filled with people in the standard mature uniform of black and beige. You walk in wearing a structured emerald jacket or a soft alabaster silk set. You don't look like you're trying too hard. In fact, you look like you're trying less than everyone else because your clothes are doing the work for you. The light is catching the fabric, your skin looks luminous, and you feel a sense of ease that only comes from knowing you are in harmony with your appearance. That is the power of a curated palette. So, as you look at your wardrobe tomorrow morning, I want you to ask yourself, is this color giving me energy? Or is it taking it away? Is it casting a shadow? Or is it reflecting light? The mistake we've all made is thinking that our clothes are just a covering. They aren't. They are a tool. They are an environment we create for ourselves every single day. If you've been hiding in the safe colors, I challenge you to try just one of these 8. Start small: a scarf, a camisole, a pair of shoes. Notice how your reflection changes. Notice how your mood shifts. True elegance isn't about being noticed. It's about being remembered. It's about the way you leave a room, leaving behind a lingering sense of grace and vitality. By choosing colors that honor your changing beauty, you are telling the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you are still here, you are still vibrant, and you are only getting better with time. You aren't just turning heads because of a bright fabric. You're turning heads because you look like someone who has finally come home to herself. Which of these colors do you feel most drawn to, and which one feels like a dare you're finally ready to take? I would love to hear about your own experiences with color in the comments. Have you found a shade that completely changed how you feel when you catch your reflection? Let's start a conversation about reclaiming our radiance. And if you found this perspective helpful, consider subscribing to join our community of women who believe that style is a lifelong journey of self-discovery. Together, we can redefine what it means to age with power and beauty. Until next time, remember that the most beautiful thing you can wear is the light you choose to let in.